Artificial intelligence is no longer a futuristic concept. It's already here, quietly reshaping how we work, learn, communicate, and make decisions. Behind this growing influence is something more subtle, but just as powerful: the rise of a new kind of ruling class, one not made up of politicians, but of engineers, researchers, and CEOs. This is what some are calling the AI technocracy. And while it sounds efficient, smart people using smart tools, it carries real risks that we can't ignore. A technocracy is a system of governance where decision-making is in the hands of technical experts, people with specialized knowledge, often in science or engineering. In theory, it's about letting the most capable people solve society's biggest problems. But when technology and power become inseparable, especially through AI, things shift. What starts as expertise quietly becomes authority. Code becomes law. And the people building the tools become the ones shaping the rules, often without public debate, transparency, or accountability. We're already living through this shift. Private companies like OpenAI, Google DeepMind, and Anthropic are building tools that now influence industries, economies, and education systems. These models decide what content is recommended to us, how we interact with services, and increasingly, how work is distributed across society. No one elected these organizations. There were no public hearings before GPT models entered classrooms, businesses, or legal processes. Yet here we are, depending on their tools, shaped by their choices, and trusting their promises. The people leading these companies, Sam Altman, Elon Musk, Demis Hassabis, and others, aren't inherently dangerous, but they're not neutral either. Their decisions are driven by incentives, profit, market share, geopolitical competition, and those incentives don't always align with the public good. The threat isn't some robot uprising. It's something quieter and harder to notice: the centralization of influence in a few opaque systems run by a handful of organizations. AI systems now filter what we see, where we work, and even how we think. They recommend content, flag behavior, score resumes, and help shape public narratives. And most of the time, we have no idea how these systems work or who they work for. In a full-blown AI technocracy, citizens lose agency without even realizing it. Your access to information, credit, healthcare, or education can be affected by systems you don't understand, controlled by people you've never heard of, optimized for goals you never agreed to. We still think we're making choices, but increasingly we're being nudged by algorithms trained on our behavior, steering us in ways that feel natural but aren't necessarily free. Personalization sounds good, but when every screen, feed, and notification is designed to predict and shape your behavior, it's not personalization, it's control. And when these systems become more complex than we can comprehend, we can't question them. We can't push back. We just adapt and slowly give up our power to decide. We don't need to reject AI, but we do need to resist the unchecked rise of the AI technocracy. That starts with regulation, not just industry guidelines, but real laws that force transparency and accountability. We also need public education. People should know how these systems work, who builds them, and how they impact their lives. We need more than engineers. We need ethicists, historians, social scientists, and ordinary citizens at the table. And finally, we need to keep asking hard questions. Who decides how AI is used? Who benefits from these systems? Who is excluded? The future of AI isn't just about the tech. It's about who holds the keys, who gets to participate, and who quietly gets left behind. We're not just building new tools, we're shaping new power structures. And if we're not careful, we'll wake up in a world where intelligence is centralized, decision-making is invisible, and democracy is a formality. Now is the time to stay awake, to stay involved, to make sure the future is built with people, not just on top of them.